Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to Fabrizio Romano, Man United have had direct contact with Real Madrid regarding Raphael Varane. The clubs remain in talks over the defender. The Manchester Evening News reported last month that Man United submitted a £50 million bid for Varane. He says Real Madrid were demanding £80 million. Now, Man United have been warned it won't be easy to prize Varane away from Real Madrid. We are confident we can get a deal over the line. Now, it says that Varane has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. And it says we've offered him a contract worth €12 million. Raphael Varane wants his move sorted within the next 2 weeks. Varane has agreed to join Manchester United. He said Varane is very close to signing for Man United. Says Man United prepare a £43 million bid for Varane. The other day it says that Real Madrid want Donny van der Beek on loan as part of the Varane deal. Real Madrid offered Varane a renewal contract offer, but he rejected it. Real Madrid give Varane's agent an approval to hold talks with Man United. There's a very good chance that Varane is going to be our third signing of this summer transfer window. If we do get Varane, Solskjaer has said that he wants 2 more signings. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years. He's made 360 appearances in all competitions. Got a great pedigree as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. His current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. Real Madrid got Varane from Lens back in 2011. Now, you know the news on Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Man United are the front runners for Eduardo Camavinga. Negotiations between Rennes and Man United are ongoing for Camavinga. Rennes have made a bid of just over £8.4 million for Midtjylland midfielder Jens Kajusti as a potential replacement for Camavinga. Romano did say the other day that Man United progressed direct contact for Camavinga, and he said Rennes are open to selling Camavinga for €30 million. Man United do face competition for Camavinga. It says Man United are preparing a bid. The Rennes sporting director said not so long ago that Rennes have been in discussions with other clubs over a potential transfer for Camavinga, and not so long ago the players spoke about Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Rennes are prepared to cash in on Camavinga rather than risk losing him on a free next year. He's 18 years of age. He made his debut for Rennes at just the age of 16. He's been in Rennes' senior squad since 2018, and he's been at Rennes since 2013. He's made around 82 appearances. He said before Jadon Sancho to Man United was official law that Man United were ready to make a move for Camavinga. Yesterday, I gave you the news on Paul Pogba. Julian Lawns came out and said that PSG are considering a move for Pogba. PSG are confident of signing Pogba for a cut price fee. PSG have stepped up their chase for Pogba, and the 51 million fee has not put them off. Fabrizio Romano did say that PSG are interested in signing Paul Pogba, and PSG have made contact with Paul Pogba's representatives. Not so long ago, Mini Oriola held talks with PSG's president. PSG want to partner Pogba alongside Wijnaldum in their midfield. Kimpembe said a few weeks ago that Pogba would be welcome to PSG. But Pogba wants to leave Manchester United. Pogba's also been linked with a move to Real Madrid. His former club Juventus have been in for him. Pogba enjoyed 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before, so he has had a long-running transfer saga. Swap deals have been on the agenda. Not so long ago there was talks of a Raphael Varane and Paul Pogba swap deal. There's also been talks of a Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba swap deal. I hope Paul Pogba stays for next season because Pogba is an imperative player. He brings creativity to the team. He produced his best performances for us in the last couple of months of last season. Pogba was out with a thigh injury for a while. At one point last season, he was a big miss and he sustained ankle injuries at Man United. I thought Pogba enjoyed a very good tournament at the Euros with France. He did actually say, didn't he, that he has more freedom with France than at Man United. Not so long ago, he had the fallout with Adrien Rabiot. Solskjaer did say that he's hopeful Pogba will stay and sign a new contract. Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. Said we fear losing Pogba on a free transfer. Sky Sports News said not so long ago that Man United are in ongoing talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract, and he said we wanted to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth 104 million. But as it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him and he's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far. That's the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. Mini Oriola has obviously been desperate to get Paul Pogba out of the football club. So far, Man United have made 2 signings in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Aston Villa. And we also brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund. So we've done pretty well in the summer transfer window so far, but I did say I'm expecting Man United to enjoy a very good transfer window because I am convinced that Solskjaer's going to get all the players he wants to recommend in. It's about time Solskjaer got some backing because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. And Solskjaer did mention not so long ago the 4 positions he wants to strengthen up. Before the summer transfer window opened, it said Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. And our board made it clear that they'll back Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings. Now I'm expecting Man United to offload players in this summer transfer window, so reflecting on that will generate money. I think there's a good chance that we're going to offload Anthony Martial. A lot of United fans want Martial to go because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. Donny van der Beek, I'm expecting us to offload him. Donny van der Beek is unhappy at Man United. He's only enjoyed 1 full season at the club. Van der Beek has made 36 appearances for us, I think, in all competitions, but most of them appearances came from the bench. I recall Van der Beek starting 4 games in the league last season. I think we want around 25 million for Van der Beek, and we want around 2 million if we are to loan him out. Obviously, Real Madrid have been interested in Van der Beek. Inter Milan wanted him on loan. Said the other week that Van der Beek wanted to go to Barcelona to end his Man United misery. And Arsenal also made contact with Man United over the future of Van der Beek because Arsenal are in search for a central midfielder. Arsenal and Man United have done business with each other before. I think Van der Beek wants to remain in the Premier League, if he leaves Man United. Just before the Euros, it says Van der Beek wanted to hold showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future. And he got ruled out of the Euros through injury. We got Van der Beek in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax last year. He's under contract with Man United until 2025. and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Tahith Chong, he's joining Birmingham on loan, like I updated you yesterday. This will be his 3rd loan spell. He's had 2 loan spells at the moment as Tahith Chong with Club Brugge and Werder Bremen. It's the right decision to put him out on loan, to obviously gaining more experience and to get the opportunities he's demanding. Not getting any opportunities at Man United. Like I said to you, Pogba could leave. Brandon Williams looks like he's going out on loan to Southampton. It's the right decision to put him out on loan. Williams seldom plays for us. He's our 3rd choice left back. Williams made 14 appearances last season. I think only 5 of them were starts. But in the 2019-20 season, which was the season before last, Brandon Williams made 36 appearances. Williams has got a contract with Man United until 2024. I'm expecting us to offload Phil Jones in this summer transfer window. Phil Jones has always been inconsistent. He doesn't get in our 11. And he was out with injury for a long time. Jones is the only outfield player that's still here from the Ferguson era. He's been long serving at Man United. He's endured 10 years at the club. Axel Tuanzebe is leaving. Delors leaving. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. David De Gea, he could leave. He says De Gea could be loaned out by Man United next season to make room in the goalkeeping department. But De Gea said he's determined to fight for his future. ESPN said that De Gea is unsure on Solskjaer's final decision, but De Gea is set for talks with Solskjaer over his future after the Euros. But not so long ago, De Gea said he's convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's number 1 for next season. De Gea's been long serving. He's endured 10 years at Man United. Like I've said to you, I reckon he's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been here, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. But a few years ago, De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. He's won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for us in all competitions. You know, De Gea was our number 1 for such a long time. I reckon we can get from between 40 to 50 million if we sell De Gea in this summer transfer window. There is very good players at Manchester United, and like I've said, there's players that have really, really improved. You've got Dean Henderson. He's a very, very good goalkeeper. He said not so long ago that Solskjaer's chosen Dean Henderson to be our number 1 goalkeeper for next season. It's the right decision because Henderson is reliable now. And Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. And he's got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's also had other loan spells before. And before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United. So reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. In regards to De Gea, I think he's a good goalkeeper despite him making a lot of mistakes in the last couple of years. But if we sell De Gea, it definitely would be the right decision. You know, there's still some United fans that prefer De Gea to Dean Henderson. Luke Shaw, he's a very, very good left-back. He was the best left-back in the Premier League last season by far, and he was our best player. Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left-back, despite the arrival of Alex Telles. And Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. Shaw's been at Man United now over 7 years, so he's been a long servant. Alex Telles, don't really have much of a perception on him because he's hardly played, but in some of the games he was involved in last season, he was consistent. When we got Telles last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately, but didn't happen. We got Telles in a deal worth 15.4 million from Porto. I think there was add-ons included. Eric Bailly, he's a decent centre half. But my concern about Eric Bailly is too injury prone, so in that aspect he is a liability. Towards the end of last season, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. We probably made a mistake giving him that new contract towards the end of last season. Eric Bailly's been at Man United over 5 years now. We got him from Villarreal back in 2016 for 30 million. Harry Maguire, you know, he's a decent centre-half when he wants to be. To his credit, he's done well for England during this tournament. Harry Maguire was a big miss for us, though, towards the end of last season. He had ligament damage in his ankle. It was a serious injury. But we overpaid for Harry Maguire. We got him in a deal worth 80 million from Leicester. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive sign at the club, just behind Paul Pogba. I think Axel Tuanzebe is good, but he just doesn't play enough. The best game I recall was PSG. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he's a very, very good right-back. He's one of the best right-backs we've had since Gary Neville. Defensively, he's always been superb. Bissaka has got to show more attacking intent. That's what's letting him down at the moment. But there was some games towards the end of last season where he did show some good attacking intent. Bissaka's endured 2 full seasons at Man United. We got him £50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. You know, Pogba's a decent player. He's improved. McTominay, he's decent as well, but he's not yet on that level where I want him to be at. The question is, can McTominay emulate to that level? But McTominay has been part of the club for a long time. Just after the first lockdown last year, he signed a 5-year contract with Man United. Bruno Fernandes, he's obviously very, very good. He's our best player and he's one of the best signings we have made since Ferguson retired. In a lot of Bruno Fernandes' games, he's been very, very consistent. But there's also been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace, but that's because we've overplayed him. Bruno Fernandes is predominantly number 10. Fabrizio Romano did mention not so long ago that Man United are looking at a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. Towards the end of last season, it says that Man United are willing to double Bruno Fernandes' wages to £200,000 a week. At the moment, Fernandes is on £100,000 a week. Fernandes' current contract expires in 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. You know, we got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020 in a deal worth just over £67 million. Fernandes won Player of the Year last season and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Mason Greenwood, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Despite him going a long period without scoring, Mason Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019. You know, last season he signed a new 4-year contract and he's been a United player since the age of 7, so he has been part of the club for a long time. You can play Greenwood on the right and you can also play him centrally. Edison Cavani, he's made a fantastic impact since he's come in. I'm glad Cavani is staying for next season. Fabrizio Romano did say towards the end of last season that Cavani agreed a 1-year contract. Marcus Rashford, he's good when he wants to be. But there's aspects of his game that I've got to improve. You know, because he's endured his bad periods and he's become injury prone. He sustained some injuries last season. We need to keep Marcus Rashford out on that left-hand side because that's where he's more effective. Amad Diallo Traore, he looks a very, very good asset for the first team squad. We got Diallo Traore from Atlanta. So there you go. Next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and he is aware of that. It's very imperative that we start off next season strongly. Because if we start off next season badly, then I think the pressure will be on Solskjaer. I am surprised he's still Manchester United manager, especially with that loss to Villarreal in the Europa League final last season. There is United fans that are Ole in, including me, but there's also United fans that are Ole out. They've got their reasons behind it. But I think he does deserve at least next season. I'd say Solskjaer's got to win a trophy at Man United next season if he is to remain Man United manager, because Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. You know, if we can get Raphael Varane on the board and then we can make another signing after him, I'm convinced we can win the Premier League title next season. You know, that's Solskjaer's ambition next season, to win the Premier League title. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. You know, if we sign Raphael Varane though, it still won't change my perception on Solskjaer. I still don't think he's the long-term manager for Man United, and I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. You know, next season will be Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. Solskjaer's been in charge of Manchester United for almost 31 months, which is over 2 years. But whatever happens regarding Solskjaer, will always adore him because he is a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. And the reason he's still Man United manager is because he's a club legend. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.